Welcome back, you beautiful people, and welcome to Meet the Presenter. You're gonna meet me, so grab yourself a bowl of popcorn, get a nice cup of tea, coffee, whatever you want, get a nice cool beverage, sit down, relax, because I'm gonna go through my life history of mountain biking. Stay tuned. Right, you ready, Mum?
Yeah, are you starting from the top or are you jumbling?
I'll start from the top.
Okay.
My name is Blake Samson. I'm 35 years old. I live in the United Kingdom, but I wasn't born here. I was born back in Africa, in Zimbabwe, on a farm where my dad was a farmer, and I grew up with my brother and my young sister. My brother is younger than me. I'm the oldest one of all three of us.
How do I describe Blake in 3 words? The first word, I would say independent. The second word, I would say protective. The second word would be loving. Third word, can't count. Cut! Thank you.
Wow, what sort of kid was Blake? Well, he was very active, cheeky. He always did his own thing. He would not learn by somebody else's mistakes. He had to learn by his own mistakes, and he made many of them.
My dad loved motocross. He was a motocross mechanic for some races out in Zimbabwe. He raced motorbikes. He loved it so much. He brought it into the family.
Blake's obsession with bikes started at a very young age. I used to carry him on the motorcycle on the farm at the age of 1 year old in my jacket. I zipped the jacket up, just his head sticking out, and he would travel around the farm until he fell asleep. And then I'd take him back to the house and put him in his bed.
So I started loving 2 wheels as soon as I was born.
As a tiny baby, he would put screws and all sorts of things down his dad's motorbike exhaust, which was much to his father's disgust. I thought it was hilarious.
When he was a youngster, he was not even 2 years old, I had a track bike, and it was a GSX 1100 Katana, and I used to keep that on the veranda, and he knew exactly where the key was, how to turn it on and press the button. And the one afternoon, he gave us all the fright of our lives. We all thought he was sleeping, and he climbed out of his bed, went onto the patio where the bike was kept, got on it, started it, pressed the button and revved it to its full limits. I mean, we nearly died. And from then on, it's been plastic motorcycles, bicycles, and then proper motorcycles. I mean, he was riding a motorbike. I think he was only about 5 years old. His brother was only 4.
So it's in my blood. 2 wheels is in my blood. Motorbike, even if it's motorbike, mountain bikes, bicycles, BMX, everything.
The other sports Blake was into was he enjoyed his athletics. He enjoyed cross country. He was very good. He was normally up near the front, and he always ran barefoot. Other than that, he did rugby. He loved his rugby, and of course, again, cycling. At that stage was BMXing.
Now, Dad did introduce us to BMX racing because we started to follow our cousins, which are a little bit older than us, and they started racing BMX in the city, in the main city. So they would go to the city on the weekends and race BMX, and then we would join them to go and ride. Dad even built us a BMX track. But having a farm, riding motorbikes, we thought we were going to become motocross wizards, which we did kind of come in our age. We started racing motocross, then we did enduro. We didn't go onto the track, but we did a motocross enduro. We went to some like shows, we started racing there, and then slowly we grew up. We political problems started to happen in the country, and my dad being a farmer, it wasn't getting safe. So Mum and Dad decided to move to the United Kingdom. Before I left Zim, my cousin Gareth Barry, he said, do not do road cycling. It's boring. I was like, oh, right, okay. Well, what is it? He says, do mountain biking. It's the best thing ever. I took that on board and I started racing cross country when I moved straight to England. I was like, Dad, I need a cross country bike. We bought the cheapest bike we could get because we came with not very much. And then from there, it was a snowball effect. Cross country, I did my first race, which was the Seven Hills Killer. Here's a video of me racing the Seven Hills Killer not so long ago. From there, it just went on. I thought that was gonna be my thing. I started doing time trialing, road. I didn't like time trialing. So I left that and I started pursuing my career, another curveball, in rugby.
I never imagined him to be so good and so high up in mountain biking because I always thought he would become a rugby player because rugby was in his genes and he just loved rugby.
I was a centre, a wing or second centre. I was pretty quick, but I was really short. But I loved rugby to the point where I even put my CV in for Bath Rugby Club. Yeah, and guess what? Bath is the home of GMBN. And I'm on GMBN. Weird. Right, moving on. I left that and I continued to do mountain biking. And then from there it snowballed. Like, I got into mountain biking because of this one magazine. This magazine right here, Mountain Bike UK. I bought these magazines and I was in love with dirt jumping. Absolutely in love with dirt jumping. And then that's when my passion for doing stunts on a mountain bike happened. I ended up being in a number of these books and getting some front covers, which, oh man, it's like, I got goosebumps. Buying all those magazines, there's a lot behind the scenes. I went to Lymington, I found the spot where Grant Fielder, AKA Chopper, always went. That was his local. And Steve Gill, all those rad dudes, I followed them. Now, I wanted to get my name out there. I wanted to get a free bike. I really wanted a free bike because I thought by getting a free bike and getting sponsored, I made it. But I wanted to do a competition, my first competition, where my brother, myself, and Jenna went all the way up to Chicksands to do my first competition, which I got third in. I was the underdog. I went straight into the professional round where it was Ricky Crompton first, Sam Pilgrim second, and third, myself, which put my name on the map. That day I got told, right, if you do well at the next competition, which was the UK bike show in the NEC in Birmingham, they said if you do well there, we'll sponsor you. And that brand was DMR Bikes. Yes. Chris Smith won that event and I got 5th or 6th. I'm not too sure. Sam Reynolds and myself were the two dudes that got sponsored by DMR on that day, which was unreal. Made good friends with Ricky Crompton and he invited myself and my brother to head over to Portugal. This was my first event ever out of the United Kingdom. Now my bike is taking me places. My bike's taking me to other countries, which that is a dream in itself. But I went and entered the King of Dirt over there of Portugal, which I ended up winning. And I think by winning your first competition just fills you with so much confidence. It just boosts your self-esteem. It makes you think, yes, I am good and I can do this. Then I started thinking big time. I was like, whoa. Free ride mountain bike world tour. I started doing that, got my license, gold license, did a number of competitions. So I just did a lot of competitions by then. I got picked up by Mr. Ashton himself and Robin Kitchen. They were like, come over. I was doing the animal bike tour. Bring Sam Reynolds, bring yourself, let's do a show. I had so much fun. I toured with the bike tour, which is this little show. It was actually quite a big show. There's a jump box, there's loads of trial stuff, there's a quarter pipe big rolling off a van. Martyn Ashton was one side doing the trials, I was the other side doing the stunts and the dirt jumping, and I made some very good friends. And then my sponsors came in. I got sponsored by Ashton Diamondback. I rode with Martyn for a very long time, and I'm still riding with that man right now.
Oh no! Oh. Whoa!
Holy f! How the world just goes around and you get to stay with these amazing people. It's just so good. I love it. But then, you know, good things come to an end. On that show, I broke my leg really bad. Mr. Ashton, he broke himself too. And yeah, my leg was, leg was a horrible break. But I was sat on my ass for 6 months, contemplating on what I'm going to do next, which was media. I loved doing media. I loved filming. I loved creating. I loved doing everything magazine-based, film-based. I had my own YouTube channel. I started doing all that. I started creating. I started traveling. I went to Whistler. That was like the biggest thing.
Bucket list Whistler, number 9. Tuck a jump in the park.
It was just like I get to travel around and write about stuff. Pink bike I did. I just got front covers. That one there. That's out in Fuerteventura. A whole article. My brother and I went out there. Anyway, going on trips with mountain biking. I've been on so many trips. I've been very blessed. Been lucky. I've been to Bulgaria. I've been Croatia, Slovenia. I've been all over the Alps. I've been to Switzerland, Sweden. I've been to France, Portugal, to California. So good. But along the way, you're meeting some great people. Now from there, it kind of snowballed. I went into Suzuki 9 Nights. I got chosen to be a knight, which turned out really well because I went back the next year. I got the best GoPro photo 2 years in a row with these 2 photos. I love it. Great help from Fishy and Simon Nebarak. Simon, if you're listening, we need a visit, man. Come down and have a cup of tea and some popcorn. It just carried on. My social media, my media was getting bigger. I started getting a name for myself in just media, not just doing competitions, but being in the media. And then that's when a man called Mr. Ashton and Simon Ware called me in for a meeting. He said, Blake, we want to have a chat. We want you to come and work for GMBN. Went in, had a meeting. It was very good. I went back home. I spoke to Jenna, my wife now, and I was like, I'm going to give up everything. I'm going to give up everything I work for to go and work for GMBN.
All right, guys.
Who are you?
Where'd you get that jersey from? Well, my name's Blake Samson, and I'm the new GMBN presenter.
No
just
way.
like you guys.
And then that's probably the best move of my career, moving to GMBN. And now this is where I am right now. And I have done more than anything else I've done in my life. I've been everywhere. The GMBN community is so good. There's a lot of people that love mountain biking and that just want to be inspired and just want to learn to be better at riding bikes no matter what. If you can't even do a bunny hop, you can't even jump, you can't even do a corner, you're still loving it. You love mountain biking and you come to our channel to learn how to do all that. Now being a part of that is just, it's just goosebump material. It's amazing. And this is where I am right now. So good. That is me the presenter. I have so much more to say, but to be honest, you've probably run out of popcorn, you've probably run out of your hot beverage. My one's gone cold, my popcorn's gone stale because I've been sat here for so long. And yeah, that is it. And thank you very much for watching this video. It's been emotional. It seriously is. Just looking back at everything that I've done.
Yeah. Yeah. Pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you, my son. Very proud of you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm glad you're my son. I'm glad both of you are my sons, you and Ray. I've got two very good sons. I've got a fantastic daughter too. Thanks, my son.
Thanks, Dad.
Cheers, eh? Cheers.
Cheers.